de nuestro país. Vengan, escuchen todas las historias, historias de amor, love, aventuras, adventures, and all the bad things and good things that happen to the people of our place. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Michael Rael. I think everybody knows that. But anyway, this is one of the projects that we started because we need to keep our history going. Because we're losing too many people as it is. And we need to have something that people can look back and say, wow. And this is, so we had Fritz already, and we've had several others. And so Linda Calhoun forgot. So Miss Krista Brandenburg is here today, and I thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, Krista.
And then of course Carol Woerndle. This lady and I go back, oh Jesus, 40 years.
46.
Yeah.
45.
45 years? That's how long we've known each other. And we've been friends ever since. And she was married to an incredible guy.
Very incredible.
Yeah,
Yes.
and so every time that I would see him at all our conferences, never changed. It was always, and that to me is the great part of knowing people. So, Carol, we're going to start off with you.
Okay.
So, why don't you maybe tell us where you came from, how you got here, and all that good stuff, where you started working, and then, of course, where you met the love of your life.
Okay, so I moved here from Kilgore, Texas, and started working at the Alpine for Elsa it was called Chubby's Tavern, and this was in 1980.
Yeah.
And so I met Michael and Janet, his wife.
Second wife.
Okay, I wasn't going to say 1, 2, 3, or 4, so keep it simple. And they were playing and at the bar. And yeah, so it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of good laughs, good times together. And then I did have a second job selling lift tickets at the Woodlands ski area when it was open.
The Woodlands was down below where what is that?
The Baptist churches.
Yeah. Yeah, that
It was kind of in that area.
yeah. It was a little scary.
Right, it's a subdivision now, but that's what I did during the day, and at night I worked at Chubby's. And that's what you did when you lived up here. You had to work, because then you had months of off season. Back then, it was at least good 4 months of no employment, nothing was open, everybody left town.
Yeah, it was like a ghost town in the off season.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was muddy,
Oh yeah,
It
yeah.
was muddy, so you just left town and went to see your family in Texas before it got too hot. And then you come up here and like, when is it gonna get hot here? And it was that time, an 80 day
80
heat.
Oh, still, we think we're
would
dying
have
up here.
been hot, and so that's why I stayed here, because of the weather.
Yeah. Yeah, there was no pavement back then. There was no park.
You didn't know where one property ended and one property began, because the streets were paved, but they weren't side. There were no curb and gutter.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just thrown out. Yeah.
Yeah, it was different, and it's grown a lot.
So tell us how you met Mr. George.
Well, I worked for his mother at the restaurant, so of course I probably saw him every day because, he came in and had his lunch in the bar instead of eating in the restaurant. So that's how I met him, and we started dating in 87 and got married in 97. And
took hhim 10 years for you to say yes?
It took 10 years for me to say yes.
Yeah, that's what.
10 years for him to ask or for you to say yes? That's your secret.
Well, I'm not not giving my secrets away.
But you finally did,
We did, and we ran the Sitzmark together.
across the street,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And eventually sold that to Mark and Stephanie, but you know, that's because he had some health issues and eventually passed away in 24.
Yeah, he was very much in the council here in Red River.
He was a town councilman.
How many years was he town council?
He was on his 6th term.
And that's 4-year term? Oh, wow. I knew he was on town council for a long time.
So he started.
Definitely served the community.
Absolutely.
Yes,
And he started out on planning and zoning.
yeah,
And he was on planning and zoning when he ran for councilman, and then he got to be council, so he had to get off planning and zoning. And then he was also a volunteer firefighter. He did that for 40,
Yeah, it was
45,
45 years.
50 years.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was,
That's why the town's still not burned down, because he was,
That's
that's
right.
right. But every time we had a big fire in town, we were always somewhere else, like Hawaii or in Europe, and he's going, I go get the fight on that fire. I was like, well, you know, God didn't want you to, I guess. I don't know what to tell you.
all right.
Yeah.
Krista, why don't you tell us a little bit about you?
I'm Krista Brandenburg. My parents moved here in 1969, and I arrived in 1971, so I've been in Red River my whole life, with the exception of going off to college. Got a degree at Texas Tech in marketing. Came back home and I was bartending at Texas Red's bar, and my dad gave me some ultimatums, or just choices. He gave me 3 choices. He said, you can continue bartending at Texas Red's and get the hell out of my house, because I was still living at home with him after I graduated. And then he said, or you can send off your resume and get out of my house, go find a job somewhere else and use your degree. He said, or you can start purchasing one of my gift shops and stay as long as you want. So I sent out my resumes to several places and decided I didn't really want to live in any of those places. So I started purchasing the Gold Nugget, which is right across the street from the park here, and ran that for several years by myself, and then started purchasing the Mountain Shop, which is my parents' other business. So I've been in Red River doing retail, and then I married Justin Brandenburg in 2007, and he's obviously a local guy, so we're here. We're not going anywhere. That's kind of my story.
And I'm glad.
Yes.
Can I ask, what was the school like here?
Oh, that was an adventure for sure. We did have an elementary here when I was in elementary.
I know
You
something about that.
remember that? And I don't remember what year that all fell apart.
Because that was a charter, was that a charter school
It
down
was
here?
kind of before charter schools, I think. It
But-
was just a private elementary school.
Was
And
it
was
down there
Underwater Acres.
where Brett Lewis had that property
Yes.
in that building?
Yes.
And Orsack was the teacher there, wasn't she? Christine
that was later.
Orsack? That was later?
That was later, yeah. Her mom was a teacher there.
Awesome.
Like, which is funny, I don't have a ton of details, cause it was like before my, really
Yeah.
my time, but
Yeah.
I know that she did weird stuff like teach PE, which is not at
Yeah,
all
no.
what her
She's
gift
very
is.
much
In
a
your
music
wheelhouse.
inclined, right?
Yeah, she's like artsy and, you know, literature, and so, yeah, teaching PE.
Yep, that's funny. And then I went to, ended up, when that, I think when that elementary closed down, then I went to Eagle Nest. And then I went to Cimarron. Then I went to boarding school, which didn't work out so well for me. And I came home and graduated from Taos High School.
Where did you go to boarding school?
Scottsdale, Arizona.
That's why it didn't work out.
Yeah, it was, I did learn a lot there. Not necessarily good stuff, but I did learn a lot.
Enlighten us.
Well,
Life choice.
you know, it's
decisions, though.
crazy that I learned that there's a lot of unwanted children that their parents send them there to get them away.
Yeah.
I went there for the education, and there were others, but I just had no experience like that before then. And, you know, I learned there's a lot of money out there in the world too. Holy moly, there's some wealth out there. And it was an experience. It was a good one. It was a learning experience, but I was glad to come back home and be with family.
How did you get down to Taos and back
I carpooled.
every day?
I drove every day. And Ake Leach, I don't know if y'all know him, but he's a local here. We carpooled together for my senior year.
What was, you touched on it a little bit, but, over the course of your ladies, being here, Red River has changed so much, and it's, you know, it's a picture in your minds, but we don't have that picture. Can you paint that a little bit for us about, you know, what you've seen, how you've seen it change, and maybe some of the, like some of the reasons for those changes, or like, you know, Michael may have been, as being part of the planning department, there's been a lot of intention that Red River has had to make it the way that it is now.
Yeah, I think, you know, there's like parking wars in Red River that, you know, we've seen a lot of changes in the curb and gutter and everything, but now it's like there's a parking war going on that there used to not really be.
True.
There,
Yeah,
and
because
then
of the,
you can't just like, oh, you know, there's a curb here now. You can't just pull into somebody's property and park there. No. But there's been a lot of, you know, facial changes, you know, to the town. A lot of good upgrades like this conference center, the school, you know, a lot of,
that's true.
a lot of good changes. We've got our own dump truck instead of having to wait for, you know, get on the schedule to come get the dumpsters. You know, now we've bought our own dump trucks. And so we've made a lot of improvements to the town. We've got 2 good parks now, with good facilities, you know, for the tourists.
We have a great dog park now.
Yes.
That's a huge asset for people.
Well,
It
talking
is.
lately.
Do you have, professional fire and emergency service now?
We have,
Or is it volunteer?
I'm gonna let Krista answer some of that, cause her brother is the fire marshal here in
Yeah,
town.
Deke is the fire chief. We've always had a very strong fire department at EMS. We really have. I don't know if it's because of our remoteness that it's just kind of been, we've had to have that, or we've just been very lucky with having Ron Burnham for years, and then now my brother. They care about the town. I think they bust their butt to get all the grant money and everything they can to keep the equipment up to date, and so I think we have a new ladder truck coming this year. It's been on order for a couple of years, so that'll be awesome.
A new fire department was built.
Oh, yeah, the building.
And so there are some paid employees on the fire department, but most of it, a lot of it, not most of it, a lot of it is volunteer, because we can't pay everybody, you know. I guess, you know, I'm not in the town politics anymore, but I'm assuming you can't pay all your volunteers.
Well, that's why they call it a volunteer
That's
fire
right.
department.
That's right.
And they show up, thank goodness.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
sure do.
Yeah, my grandson is in EMS in Cuesta, and they have a lot of fire volunteers, but they do have a corps that stays inside, 24-hour call.
Yes, and we do have good EMS for that too, and there's a couple of people that are on the payroll, and I think everybody that does the EMS is on the payroll. I'm not sure about that, but we do have a good,
If Linda was here, she could answer that question.
that's right. So, don't take our word for it.
We don't have to get into the nitty-gritty.
This one's gonna be edited, I'm sure.
No, it's gonna be exact, that's what it should be. That
I
way we'll
can't say
get calls.
80 degrees, but I can say it now that I thought about it for 5 minutes.
Here's a direct question, I guess I'm, as I'm thinking, what I was getting at. What's something you miss about the way that it was, and what's something that you love about how it is now, now, in terms of some of the changes that have happened, and I have another question based on something that you said that is interesting.
Okay, so not to get personal, the way that it was is when we had Chubbies in the good old days, where you knew everybody. Seriously, now I go out, people, I'll introduce myself and they, oh, well, I met you a couple of weeks ago, because now I have no facial recognition. I'll recognize your voice maybe, but anyway, the way it is different for me now is that, I'm not in the working industry, and I love that, but I'm not as sociable as I used to be. I miss the good old days where, you were very, very social.
Yeah, when Chubby's was the place to be back then.
It was, yeah.
And it was intimate in that sense. You knew everybody that walked in, if
Even
somebody
the
was
tourists.
fighting with their girlfriend or boyfriend, you knew about it.
Before they got there, yeah. And that's before cell phones and text. So, that was pretty unique.
Yeah. Krista?
I agree with that. It was a lot smaller, less people, as far as year-round residents, and then the tourists, which I, of course, love that we have a lot of tourists now. But it was easy to it was a lot freer.
Right.
You could, as a kid, I could go and hang out in the bars with my parents or whatever, or Chubbies, and be with everybody, or all the kids would be outside playing while the kid, it was just a lot freer. I don't think we have that freedom anymore. But I don't know that that's a Red River thing. I think that's kind of everywhere, and I think a lot of that's, especially now since COVID, everything's changed since then, where you don't feel that, we want or need to go out and socialize like we did before.
Everybody's on, there was a shooting here a couple of years ago, and so everybody's on guard. We used to be, I'm just gonna walk down to the bar and walk home at night. I don't do that anymore, and you just never know where tragedy's gonna happen because somebody's hurting, and so you just have to live every life every day, your life every day. But
I
it's
do
still
miss
a good
that,
life.
like you were saying, but at the same time, because I'm still in the workforce too, but I do enjoy all of our tourists and all their stories, because I feel like I get isolated up here sometimes, and I really don't know what's going on in the rest of the world, and getting to know the tourists and all the different aspects and walks of life and cultures, and I find it fascinating.
Yeah.
That is something that Red River, we get to do here that other places don't, because of all the influx of foreigners.
Right. Yeah, really there are a lot of Oklahoma, Kansas, Texas, but you get people from all over the world here
Yeah,
too.
all over the world.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you it brings the world to you guys.
And we have that great program for the employees, the work and travel program, the J1 program, and that has been great for Red River. because these kids come in, they're here during the busiest times, and then they're gone, and we have kids from Peru and Brazil and all these, and I've really gotten to know a lot of kids from around the world, and that's been great for Red River and for me.
I remember coming up to Red River one day, and there was a young Chinese girl
Yeah.
walking. So I gave her a ride, and I said, "Do you have your boyfriend?" And she says, she was 20 years old. "Oh no, I don't have a boyfriend. My mama says I'm too green." And I always remember that.
Too
I'm too
green.
green.
I love that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that Red River has changed,
Mhm.
and it's growing like crazy. You know, right now, the climate of the people that stay in is sometimes wants to change what Red River is or was.
Right,
You know how that goes.
right.
Oh,
Yeah.
always.
Yeah, that's been forever.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's been forever. People come, let me teach you how to do it the right way.
Yeah.
And people go, huh?
Right.
Huh?
Why?
That's right, I thought we were doing pretty good. Yes.
May not be the right way, but it's the Red River way.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking earlier when I was walking in, we should have done this outside by the river. You know, 'cause it's so beautiful
It's a
today.
beautiful
So
day.
pretty. On George's, that's Tony Woerndle's bridge,
Yeah,
right out here, that was named after my husband's dad. He
Yeah.
moved here in 1960.
that's
So-
when they came here.
Well, that's when the dad
Yeah.
came here.
No, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I think
It's
they were
family.
playing leapfrog, catch up to Tony.
1960, been, yeah.
Mm-hmm. 59, 60.
First year of the ski area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Was that Buzz
Buzz Bainbridge.
that started that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was built by Stokes Bolton out of,
Oh, yeah, and then Buzz ran it.
yeah. And Tony Woerndle was the first ski school director.
Yes.
Did they have a tow rope going up, or did they put a?
Yes. Oh, horrible total.
Those bring back a lot of memories.
Maybe that's what's wrong with my shoulders now. I've been on that tow rope for years.
Darn tow road.
Tow rope and pommel lifts
Yes.
until they started getting chair lifts. Although they had the chair lift right from the start, the one with the oil derrick
Right.
Mm-hmm.
look to it.
Now, did that go up where the red chair used to be? That's where.
Where the main chair up the face, yeah.
Mhm.
That's
Two-seater
been
red.
replaced twice, I think.
Yes.
I think it got replaced back in the 70s, maybe early 70s, and then it got replaced when they put the new one.
The platinum in.
Yeah, the platinum.
Do you both ski? Like, clearly that's the economic
Yes.
driver here, but like, so what was that? You didn't.
That's how we got our husbands. We had to
That's
ski.
right. If we were to see them, boy, if he was gonna ask me, he was gonna chase me down that slope.
That's right. George
Yes.
was an amazing skier.
Yes.
For sure. Yes, that was one of our
Things
that
we
was
had
one
to
of our
do.
things. And we went on lots of vacations
We
together,
sure
skiing
did.
to Montana and
Mhm.
Colorado. Yep. And George was the type of skier, first chair to last chair.
Yeah,
I was, let's stop.
yeah.
Let's go late and have a nice lunch and then stop
And
early.
that can be it.
And maybe go get a massage.
But they, no, and every time we would go, they would, "Mister, you can't get on anymore." He loved it. He used to put his ski books and ditch his books and go get his skis. And the teacher asked George's mother one day at the grocery store, "Where's poor little George? Is he feeling better?" And she said, "Oh yeah, he's feeling better." She didn't ask why. She just watched the next morning when he left for school, and he went to the shed, walked out with his skis, and she's like, "Oh no, this stops today." But he would go and, you know, just go ski until school was out, and then he'd come home. He was in
That's George.
kindergarten or first grade, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Krista, how old were you when you started skiing?
Oh, 2, 3,
Yeah,
yeah,
the Red River Way?
yes.
That's right.
As soon as I could walk, then get the ski boots on. Then that's what we did.
Yes.
Yeah,
All the grandkids at 2.
Yeah.
yeah, you did. Didn't you?
Mhm.
Oh, that was fun too. Grandkids.
When did you, purchase Sidsmark, or how did that happen?
George's family had the Alpine, so they in what is now the movie theater, or what is the Brass Rail was a movie theater, but in the winter Tony would put skis and boots in there and rent to his clientele at the Alpine Hotel. So he got sideways with
Stokes Bowl?
Stokes because of that, and so then George purchased a piece of property across the street and started building Sidsmark over there, and so he just moved it from that side of the over to where Sidsmark is now. And it started out in one little building, and then it went back, and then it went up, and then it went over. You know, it was just a probably a 15-year process. You know, doing it when you had the money.
I know that, a lot of local kids have benefited from the generosity of Sidsmark. I've heard that as a parent of students that go to Red River, you know, that's still like a thing. Can you talk a little bit about, like, you know, your policy with
Well, we would always sponsor one person. We would buy their lift ticket and give them skis and boots for the year, and then the next year we would try to do that again until we sold the business. And I'm pretty sure that Mark and Stephanie kept that up.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of different ski shops in town do something similar. You know,
They
it's
do
not
an all
just
season rental instead of taking
Right.
the skis back and forth. You have the skis the whole season,
and
and
it's
it's
a trade up
yeah, it's a
for the next year.
nominal or zero fee, depends. You know, I think on the place.
Because there's not a lot of, you know, it's a very expensive habit.
Yes, it's a sport. It's
You know, and we want to keep people in it, you know, so you want
gotta
to
keep
help
these
them where
kids
you
going.
can.
And they might bring their friends.
Absolutely,
right.
tell all of your friends. Go make some more. And tell them. But I think he took it over in, let's see, 78,
That sounds right.
78 or 79. Started that building process. It was already building there like it was a Photoshop or something. Paul Smith lived there, didn't he?
Yeah, it was,
It's just a little square building.
it had
that
been
was
there a
the-
long time, and it was
Yeah.
not in real good shape.
Yeah, had to go.
So this was really just started mainly as a ski town, really.
And it was an oil mining town. It was a gold mining
Gold
town.
mining
town. Okay.
Not oil mining, excuse me.
Yeah, gold.
mining.
That's what it started with, the mining of gold in their area around here.
Because didn't they have like 35,000 people that used to live out in Elizabethtown mining up in the mountains like?
Not that many.
Not that many.
No. Elizabethtown probably around 10,000 at the most.
Okay.
But that's the only place that had a church on one side of the street and a house of elder people across the street.
Was it on stilts?
Yeah.
That was always the rumor. If it was a house, it had to be on stilts.
It was legal.
It was
If
legal
on-
if it was on stilts. Don't ask, don't tell.
That's right.
Elizabethtown was very well known.
But that's where the miners kind of
Mhm.
worked, because they did have cabins and stuff.
You know, they have to have, there was a lot of gold mining from here all the way to Elizabethtown. A lot of it, you know, all over.
Well, enough to go over the hill to Twining.
Yeah.
Down Ski Valley is now.
Yeah, same thing. Amazing. Well, girls, you got anything else you wanna share?
Not publicly, no.
Question.
Okay.
What brought you to Red River?
You.
Me? Oh, my first husband wanted to be a ski instructor and he was a musician, so he wanted to move up here and he left and I stayed. That's basically how that worked out.
Thank
We're
goodness.
still friends, but you know, it wasn't meant to be.
But he wasn't a musician.
He was a musician.
He was a musician.
And it got me to my paradise, so
It worked out.
it worked out.
It worked out. Yeah. I remember playing at Chubby's and they allowed smoking in those days. And I remember one New Year's Eve night, it was so smoky that you couldn't even see the crowd basically, because everybody was always smoking. When I left that night, my voice was shot. But,
I bet, yeah. I used to open the front door just
yeah,
to
when
get
she was there, at least we had, but
somebody to kind of do a fan out, you know, fan it out every once in a while, and because I couldn't take it either.
Cold
Yeah.
night,
Yeah.
that'd be tough.
it was really difficult
Well, there was a
to.
good fireplace in there though.
Oh,
Yeah.
it wasn't. It was
It was wonderful.
So
cozy.
I love playing there because it just
Oh yeah,
people, and it was always crowded, always.
and it had that European vibe, you know, with all the wood and the benches,
Yes.
bench seating and things like that.
in the old tennis chair.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
barber chair.
The old barber chair, that's what it
Barber chair.
was. Sit in that and do a shot and spin around.
Yeah.
Are there any stories that would not incriminate anybody that you can think of? That's like unusual things that happened or interesting people that came to Chubby's or?
Well, Ray Molly Hubbard, you know, he used to play in this area a lot. He would always come into Chubby's,
Yeah.
you know, and then
Bill
Fritz
Bonnie
and
Brown.
Michael played there, and let's see. Who-
Bill
Well,
Bonnie.
Bill and
Bill
Bonnie.
and Bonnie
Tons.
and Michael Hearn
Yeah.
and
South by Southwest.
Tish.
yeah, Tish Hinojosa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tish-
boy, thank you. My mind went blank on that one.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
Tish played here for many years until she decided she wanted to be something else. I don't know what.
Yeah.
But it was that kind of place where it didn't matter if you wanted to get up on stage and sing or play, go right ahead, have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when
And I
we played
think
there,
that's how it was pretty much everywhere. I
Yeah,
don't
where-
know that that's
when
that
you
way
were working
anymore.
over here, you know, the same thing.
Yeah.
You get up there, no matter who was up there, yeah, come on up, sing a song or two. It was great because
And
you got to hear people you never realized were, and sometimes you were going, oh my God.
oh yeah, Ronnie Tapia. Get up there and sing Kalijah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Yes.
It was a lot of fun. That's,
And always shenanigans.
Right, and then I didn't realize that Harvey Large played the harmonica.
Yes.
yeah, Harvey, yeah.
Yeah, because when he was like, Carol, I want to hike up the old pass. I've driven up it, you know, but I was always hiking up there. And so he and I hiked up there. He was in his cowboy boots, his leather vest that he always, his black cowboy hat. And we got to the top and he took out a harmonica and played Red River Valley. It was the most beautiful memory
That's awesome.
of Harvey.
That's
Good old Harvey Large.
Yeah.
So he used to sing too with me. We'd do Lord, it's hard to be humble.
Yes, but I wasn't even sure if he was
Remember that?
singing or moving his lips.
Well, hard to tell. He had a pretty good voice when he was,
So,
how do I put this, in voice?
yes,
Yes.
in voice. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
In mind and voice.
That brought back some memories, Harvey Large.
sure, right?
Well, everybody that came in Chubby's back in those days were interesting people. It was-
Character.
And everybody got to know each other and find out all the interesting things about each other.
Yeah.
It was fun.
I'm sure there were other places, but that was the place, kind of the locals' place.
I thought so.
Well,
And then they built the lift house across the street, so that really did cut into my after ski business, but it didn't cut into my summer business at all. And the lift house doesn't even open in the summer because they don't get that much foot traffic, but since I was right off of Main Street, I think that makes a difference, you know, location, location, location.
But it was the original operating temporary ski bar.
Yes,
Totally,
you're- that's
The skater
true.
was built, Tony and Ilsa ran it like Europe.
Yeah. That's right.
What do you think, I feel like there's like particular values that Red River kind of has in a way, maybe spoken or unspoken. What are some of the values that you think are either things that you like about living here, or things that you think are like, you know, things that might be listed on the town council, or, you know, things like that, you know, things that are just sort of unspoken undercurrents or overt values, you
Well-
know, whichever come to mind.
Like the first thing that I always think about is, you know, the close knit of the community. Like if somebody gets in trouble, this town comes together like you would not believe.
Yeah.
And it's not just this town, it's Krista, it's Eagle Nest. A lot of people in Taos, you know, used to live here. And it's just, I don't know, there's just something about New Mexico and the love, you know, that you feel by living here. There's, you know?
That's true. It's always been that way. It's like, we kind of laugh at, but Cuesta and Red River have. one
They've
could-
always intertwined.
Yeah, but, yeah,
You
one,
know.
one without the other.
Doesn't work.
Yeah, yeah, because the kids would come here to do the bowling alley. Remember the bowling alley?
And the
Or maybe
skating
you're too
rink.
young to that.
And the skating rink.
Yeah, the skating rink.
And miniature golf.
Yeah, it was the restaurant that was across the street here that they had the pizza place
Oh
also.
gosh, what, there was so many different,
Yeah,
Was that
but
the one that Gator?
no,
Okay.
that,
that's where.
but they used to hire the kids from Cuesta, and then on top floor was all where they would sleep. All of
Oh, yeah, it was
Oh,
back
that's
here.
Trues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trues, the Trues owned it.
Trues, yeah.
And then, Trey Young owned it for a while, and then that other man bought it that,
yeah.
Did the pizza place, what was his name?
I can't remember, but he's the one that invented the,
Hot top on the beer cans.
or in the pour that
Oh,
stopped
no,
it
you're
after
right,
3
you're right, that
counts.
was, yeah, sorry.
You know, cause they, you know, more free pours.
That's right.
And then Trinity, and had the pizza place there that's now down where the bank used to be. They started
Yes.
that,
Mm-hmm.
what they call anchovies, I believe.
Yes, it was anchovies.
That was the last pizza incarnation there.
Mm-hmm.
And the great politician, what was her name? Was the lady that ran all Northern New Mexico Republican
Tilly
politics.
Simeon.
Tilly
Huh?
Simeon.
Oh, Tilly.
Tilly Simeon.
Tilly, yes.
Yes.
She was amazing.
She was a
She was
character. Yeah, she was a character. And she wrote a book too,
Did she?
didn't she?
Yes, she did.
What was her saying about
Red River is
hell,
hell on women and dogs, but, no, what is it? Hell on
It's good on
women and horses and great for men and dogs.
Right, that was
That's
it.
what she said, that was her saying.
Yeah.
That's one lady that was amazing when it came to politics. Whenever she entered a room, she commanded the room. I remember that, you know, but that was starting out, and she was kind of finishing her life as far as Tilly Simmons. Man, she was amazing.
Yeah, she was.
What, did she live
Yeah,
here?
she's from. What business did they have? Do you remember?
Well, they had,
Where the Bull of the Woods is now, next door to it was Simeon's. It was a liquor store, bar,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
And Tony, Tilly's husband, built what is now the mother.
Yes.
okay,
In 35,
I thought so.
I think, first liquor license in the state.
wow.
Yeah.
And then what
I
did
feel
they
like we
sell it
talked
to?
about Red River like
Kate
it's a big
Gary's,
bar
or
scene. It's
what?
really
Well,
not.
Somebody else after.
Yeah.
That happened in about 73 when Kate and Gary bought it. Came up from Albuquerque.
Cause Kate, that was one you didn't wanna mess with either.
No.
She was one of my first jobs in town too, cleaning the bar.
That place was an amazing place.
It was. Wow.
I have a lot of memories of that place.
Well, they were gathering places where people socialized, you just got together. And the whole community, I mean, how many weddings have been in those, both places?
Right.
The Bull and the Motherlode.
Uh-huh.
And all kinds of
Receptions.
birthday parties.
Birthday.
Anniversaries. If
anniversaries.
those walls could talk.
Yeah, but like here, a lot of people have their wedding dances right here from
Mhm.
Krista,
Yeah.
Yeah,
because it's big enough to where, you know, and
Mhm.
Krista and Red River will always, I think, be intertwined
They
until,
will.
yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah, we're just one big dysfunctional family.
Yeah, basically that's what
Me
it
and
is.
Costa Red River, dysfunctional family.
But when somebody has a problem, like you said,
Oh, we're all.
I think Cynthia, he'll put it the best when her daughter got killed. She says, right now, we're in the middle of this art, and everybody's giving us everything. After a while, somebody else takes over that middle of the art, as you know, things happen, and it's the truth. It's like now that my mom passed away, now the pourings were amazing
Right.
from everywhere. You know, it's like amazing stuff.
George Woerndle told me one time, they used to call this the Valley of the Misfits. And George says, not the Valley of the Misfits. We fit here.
We fit here.
Only George.
Yeah.
We belong here. That's why I stayed.
He had such a great sense of humor.
He
you know.
did.
And once you got to know him, he was just so dry sometimes.
It was, 'cause he-
was so funny.
He said he couldn't smile. He said my smile muscles are broken, you know, 'cause he could keep such a stoic face and keep that face.
Yeah, but his eyes twinkled.
I know, and then
And that dimple.
dimple. And, yeah. We would know.
I can say it because George was my twin.
That's right. They had the
We
same birthday.
had the same birthday. He was 18 years older than me. Same birthday.
It was a twin thing.
Wow.
Aquarius.
Well, it seems to me we're kind of winding down. I want to thank both of you.
Well, thank you.
This was fun.
It was a lot easier than you thought, wasn't it?
No.
Oh, come on.
I'm not gonna watch it for sure.
Gosh, no.
I always forget to do this before you start closing. I like to ask people if they have anything they would like to, tell our young people. If you have advice or a reflection to tell people now, sort of based on what you've shared or something you haven't. If there's something from your experience that you feel like could be helpful to people who are, the up and coming generation that are gonna take the world. from
Please
here.
keep a good work ethic. You know, don't lose that. If you don't have one, get one.
Yeah.
Learn.
And, stay true to yourself and love the Lord
And keep this open.
always.
Always.
Yeah.
How about you, Krista? You have anything you would tell our young people?
Get an education. Make sure you have a strong education to fall back on. I mean, do whatever. And then my strongest advice for young people is to get out of your hometown. Come back if you want, but get out to see that there's a whole big world out there.
That's right.
And,
That's true.
We
Yes.
really are.
and it's worth seeing, experiencing. That would be my advice.
I would
Good
agree.
advice.
I would agree.
Yes, good advice.
Very good. Well, thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Well, everybody, let's see you next month.
Nice meeting you.
Next month we have the Archuleta brothers. You have listened to the stories Vayan y digan a todos que vengan a escuchar las historias de nuestro país.
Perfect.